Welcome to your Journey to Joy podcast. I'm your host, Moyra, and I'm on a mission to help you find joy in the chaos of life. As a retired nurse, multi-passionate entrepreneur, and mom of 4 adult children, I know what it's like to feel the overwhelm of it all and wonder if and when the joy will show up again. And I've learned it's up to us to go find that joy. On this show, you will hear inspiring stories from those who have overcome all kinds of life challenges, tips on how to stay healthy and vibrant during the ups and downs of life, and simple ways on finding joy in your own life. Let's face it, life is messy, yet when we travel together on this journey, support and encourage each other along the way, that joy starts to show up again. I'm so excited to lead you on this journey of you to find the joyful life that you deserve. Well, welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Moyra. So glad you are coming back to listen. This is the second season of my podcast. It's all about a journey to joy. And I speak with so many people on a daily basis about that idea of joy and going after the things that bring you joy. There's always going to be some chaos and some juggling, and there's going to be challenges and things like that. But as Mel Robbins always says, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to get you out of bed. Nobody's coming to push you out the door. Nobody's coming to pick you up. It's up to us. And I learned that in my journey of life and entrepreneurship. And if I wanted things to be better, if I wanted to things to be happier, if I wanted to feel more joyful, it was up to me to go after those, to go and find the things, try the things, risk some things in order to find that joy. And one of the things that has been so wonderful and joyful in my life is my business that I have. I never expected, some 23 years ago, as a friend of mine suggested some natural things that I might use to help my son who just struggled to be a healthy kid. She recommended and made some suggestions for things, and I started using them in our home. I started giving them to my son. I started using some of the products myself. Made a huge difference in his health. It made a huge difference in the way that I felt. I was an exhausted mom of 4 kids, and I was feeling better by making some of these changes. And I started to learn about building health the natural way, paying attention to what we put in ourselves, on ourselves, and around ourselves. And we will pay attention to those and make some really good intentional choices, natural choices, we can live healthier lives. We can feel better. We can show up differently. And I became really passionate about that. I learned more and more. I poured myself into learning. And then I poured myself into figure out how I could teach other people what I was learning and share that with other people. And thus my business began. And that was a long time ago. And as I'm sharing in this 3-part series, this is the 3rd part, this is the final part. As I'm sharing, there's certain things that I've learned along the way that have been so important that I do. And I share that with others to say it's super important that you do these things too if you want to find success as an entrepreneur. Again, I always tell that you have a choice. So you don't have to, but these are my suggestions. And if you haven't listened to the other 2 episodes, go back and listen to them too, about maximizing your network and along with setting goals. And then today we're going to talk about personal development. Now, I'm in a direct selling company. I've been representing the Shackley product line, the most clinically proven wellness company in the world for the last 23 years. So it's direct selling, network marketing. And many have said that the direct selling market's kind of like a personal development journey with a compensation plan attached to it. And I have to tell you, I could not agree more, because there is so much that I've learned and so many changes that I've gone through on this journey. And I started this journey just because I had a deep desire to help other people. I saw the impact, like I said, that those small, healthy steps had each day with my family, and I wanted to help other people and share that with other people. I just had a desire to help other people. I know it's my nursing background. I'm a problem solver at heart, and just have a desire to help other people and give suggestions. And oftentimes, a lot of us do that already. You know, a new restaurant comes to town, or a new shoe store comes to town, or we have a new French market in town. And so we tell other people that because we want to help other people have a great day or have an awesome experience at this new restaurant or things like that. So I know I wanted to share it, but how to do it, was a big mystery to me. And we can't just tell people what they should do, right? Nobody wants to be should on. And that's what I learned as I would share with people, well, you should do this and you should do this. And this is what I did and you should do this. And no, nobody wants to be should on. But I needed to, as one of my mentors in this business said, when things aren't going the right way that you want them to be, when you're feeling like you're stuck, you don't know what to say, what to do, it's time to skill up. And that's really where personal development comes into play. And so I want to share these things with you too, because when you go about doing personal development, you can build skills. Again, when you get stuck in your growth, when I got stuck in my growth, I knew that it was time to learn some new skills. I knew that when I, for instance, wanted to help other moms have their own e-commerce wellness business while they stayed at home, I had to learn about being a leader, not just, telling them what they should do, but I needed to learn about leadership. And I needed to learn about time management for myself. How could I fit in things that I wanted to do? My main focus was to be a mom, but I loved this business that I was starting. So I had to figure out about time management. I had to figure out about permission marketing. Instead of shoulding, things like, I hear you saying this. If I could show you a way that you could feel this way, would you be interested in hearing about it? That's more permission marketing. And as I built more skills, I was more confident as an entrepreneur. I was more confident, and my business grew as a result of that. Personal development helps you build resilience. Building a business as an entrepreneur is challenging. Listen to some of these statistics. When you look at new businesses, 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years of being open, 45% of them during the first 5 years, and 65% during the first 10 years. Those stats aren't so good. So doing your personal development, and we're going to talk about how you can do that and what you can do, it helps to build that resilience because it's, again, as I said in the second episode, this road to success is a road less traveled. And it can be a lonely road to success, as Ed Milet said as well. And having those personal development skills too, and doing that personal development, it can help you, again, have some better decision-making skills. When you're faced with the decisions to make, difficult decisions, or just decisions in general, if you've kind of figured things out by the personal development that you've gone through, the books that you've read, the meetings you've gone to, the podcasts you've listened to, you've become more confident in those decisions. It takes practice, but you're practicing it and you're learning, then you're more confident in your decision-making skills. And so what does personal development look like? It's like what I just said. Reading books, listening to podcasts, attending leadership seminars, online these days, there's a lot of them, or in person, attending different retreats, working with a coach. Even the coaches and the mentors need coaches and mentors. I've read a lot of John Maxwell books in my day, and I remember he stated in one of his books that when he sought to be more successful and to learn how to be a leader, he reached out to others that he deemed really successful, people that he admired in his life, and he reached out to them and asked them if he could set up a visit. Because he wanted to ask them a few questions about how their road to success, how they grew to be a leader. And he said that he set his travel around the United States around visiting these successful business people and sitting down and spending time with them and asking questions and learning from them. That's a great way to develop yourself in that personal development space. I don't know, I'm sitting in my office and I'm looking around at my books in my bookcase. I have so many books that I've read. Start with Why, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Again, lots of John Maxwell books. Never Go Back by Dr. Henry Cloud. That's a great one. Things that you never want to go back to doing or saying. Get Over Your Damn Self. It's a great no BS blueprint to building a life-changing business. That's really more of a, again, network marketing, direct selling book. Donald Miller, Business Made Simple, 60 Days to Master Leadership, Sales, Marketing, Execution, Management, Personal Productivity, and more. That's a great book. I'm still getting through that. But you can learn a lot by reading and listening to podcasts. I mean, these days, obviously you're listening to a podcast today when you're listening to this episode. There's so many podcasts out there. If you want to learn about leadership or about marketing or about wellness or about finance or whatever, you can just go to your podcast app and do a search and put it in there and pull it up. And there's so much that you can learn there. And that personal development, I can't say enough about it because it just, again, helps build that resilience, helps you build skills and decision-making that, again, when I started this 23 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing. But I needed to learn about, there's another book, Go for No. This last week, I got to tell you, it was a rough week. I had a lot of no's. And they talk about, in that short book, Go for No, we got to go for no. We got to go for all of the no's because not everybody's going to say yes. And the more no's we get, the closer we are to getting those yeses. Man, those are hard lessons to learn. That was a lot of personal development that I had to get through as I was building my business, and I continue with it today. Not everybody's going to say yes, but it's okay. Somebody taught me in one of these meetings and talked about the idea of a deck of cards. And a deck of cards has 4 aces, right? So think about that when we're out there prospecting and looking for new people to help or to join our team or to join us in our business. There's lots of cards there, right? 52 cards, but only 4 of them are aces. So what if we reach out to 8 people? Or we reach out to 5 people, or we reach out to 10 people, and they're all duds, right? There's no aces. Maybe there's a couple of jacks and things like that, but they're all kind of 1s and 2s and 3s. But a lot of times we stop then, right? We stop reaching out. We stop talking to people. We stop calling them. They say, follow up with me later. You follow up once or twice. It doesn't work. They don't say yes. But we got to but what if we knew that there were aces there? We knew that they were going to say yes. And so we just had to keep going through those 52 cards, right? Because we knew we were going to eventually get to the aces. But so many times we stop because we're like so discouraged because 10 people said no. Trust me, I think I had a half a dozen. 6 people say no last week. And I learned that no means not now. Sometimes no means no, but sometimes it's just not now. And will come at a different time. But that's that personal development that I had to learn. I had to learn that by reading books and listening to other people in meetings about things that they had done and how they went for the no, and then the yeses came. So let me tell you about one of my gals that's on my team, Kristen. She's an awesome leader on my team. She's been with us, I think, 10 years. And she attended an event in my home that I was hosting with her upline Harper, who I mentioned in the previous episode. Kristen had experienced a lot of losses. She had recently, again, joined our team, started using the products. But as she shared with us in that meeting, her dad had died suddenly, who she was so super close to. Her dream job that she had was eliminated. She found herself unemployed. She had spent many years with her husband on an infertility journey, trying so many times to have children. Her health was a mess. She had gained weight. She had so much anxiety. And coincidentally, which I don't think there's any coincidences, she was the last to leave the meeting. So we found ourselves talking in my kitchen and connecting, and her sharing more and me sharing more. And she opened up about her situation. Her pain was just palpable. It really was. And I encouraged her with books and things that had helped me along my journey. I had had lots of struggles, I told her, and lots of losses in my business and life. And I reassured her that I was here for her as a mentor. Anytime that she needed it, she could reach out to me. And I also told her that this journey could be one of healing as well as purpose. And we just made that great connection on that day. And she still is, I consider her one of my very good friends to this day too, as well as being somebody that's a great success and has a wonderful growing business. But it was funny when I was cleaning up my office at the beginning of the year, I ran across a card that she had written. I save a lot of the cards, most all of my cards that I've gotten from my teammates. And again, my mentors and people that I've mentored along the way, I save them. And I ran across a card that she had sent me, and she talked about that she talked about that meeting that she was at my home. And it was kind of like a thank you note, like, thank you for opening your home. It was great to learn from you. I'm really excited about this journey. But she also said, thank you for showing me that this is something that's possible. And I really feel like this journey that I'm on now and joining your team and sharing Shaklee and sharing true wellness with the world is going to be really a journey that I'm going to enjoy. And she said, the tips that you gave me, again, I'm looking forward to utilizing so that I can continue to heal and being able to have something to offer other people in this journey of healing and self-development and personal development. And you know what she did? She did just that. She dove in, she learned, she read lots of books that, I recommended, that Harper recommended, things that she learned on her own. She's always sending me these days, she's sending me podcasts. Here's a good one that she listened to. And she went on to build a very great, thriving business. She still has it today. She's helping others. And more importantly, she is accomplishing her dreams. On her dad's bucket list, the one that had passed away, was to travel to Machu Picchu. And her husband had always dreamed of owning an RV and traveling with their 2 girls, that she went on to have 2 girls during the summer. Her husband is a teacher, and so they have summers off, and they had those dreams. And she was able to travel to Machu Picchu because, you know why? Because Shaklee put out a incentive trip that was to Machu Picchu. And it was a tough one. It was the high achievers trip, as we said. And she set out setting her goals, doing what she needed to do, reaching out, stretching herself, dreaming. And she was able to go to Machu Picchu and accomplish that dream that her dad had on his bucket list. She was able to accomplish that with her and her husband because of all of that work and that personal development that she had done. And, this last summer, they upgraded their trailer to a larger RV, and traveled most of the summer with her girls, meeting up with others around the United States and really loving, setting those dreams and accomplishing those. And it's because she built the skills that she needed through her personal development journey to have success in her business. And now she's out there showing people how you can live on the road and you can still have a successful business. She's really an inspiration to me and so many. And it's because she continues to do the work. She continues to show up for herself in doing that personal development because she's built that resiliency. She's built some new skills. She continues to build new skills, and she mentors others to have that same desire to do the personal development. She's learned to make decisions more intently, and she's found great, great success. So overall, personal development can really help entrepreneurs become better leaders, better business people, make better decisions, be more creative and innovative, and handle the stress and uncertainty of entrepreneurship with much more resilience. There's so many things that I've learned along the way. I mean, I'm on this chapter in this Get Over Your Damn Self book by Rami Newstant. It's about fear. And I'm just getting through this chapter, and it's a good one. I know it's one that I'm going to read lots more because you can read hundreds of phenomenal books and of how to build your business, and hope that you're hearing some suggestions of some books that are good for you. You can listen to training calls, you can listen to podcasts, but you know what? You can all understand all the ins and outs, but with all of that, there's still one thing that keeps coming up for all of us, is that fear word. It's a 4-letter word that can have destructive power to annihilate all of your intentions and all of your goals and all of the bullshit stories that you're making up in your head. Fear is behind all of it. And maybe we'll do a podcast on fear, but this is chapter 16 and I'm going through it, and it's really, really insightful. And she talks about those that she asked at an accountability group. What are the things that they're, fear, what their fears are. It's really incredible. There's so many fears that we have, right? And what did my friend say one time? Fear is false evidence appearing real. Either that or face everything and rise. So you can look at it differently. But again, fear is something that really gets in the way of us moving forward. We can't, we can't fix, I can't fix your fears or anyone else's. But we can learn to handle our fears, to conquer them, to overcome them. Elizabeth Gilbert wrote in her epic book, Big Magic, fear will always show up when we strive for great things and take risks because fear hates uncertain outcome. This is all totally natural and human. It will always show up, and Elizabeth thankfully adds, it's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of when we have fear. But coming right along with fear is that courage that's required to build your business. And I think, again, the things that I shared in these past 3 episodes, maximize your network, setting goals, being a student of personal development, courage is wrapped up in all of that. We have to be courageous when we look at setting out to set goals and to build a business and to have these big dreams and go for them. There's a lot of courage that's needed. And, this year is my 23rd year of being partnered with this wellness company that I represent, and I could not be happier. And even last week, it's not always easy, like I mentioned. It is not always easy at all, but it's awesome because it's something that brings me so much joy. And I talk about joy again on this podcast all the time. It's something that brings me joy. I stick with it because it not only brings me joy, but I can see the joy in other people that I'm able to help, be it with their health or finding some more income for somebody or helping them create income so that they can accomplish their dreams or goals or even just pay off some bills. It gives me joy to watch other people find joy in their life. And so I encourage you to think about that too. Where are you at right now? Are you filled with fear? Do you have these big dreams, but you're afraid? I encourage you to have courage to do these things and to get started today. Because, the rest of your life is waiting. And like I said in one of the other episodes, maybe I said it today because I say it all the time, nobody's coming. Mel Robbins said, nobody's coming. It's up to you. And it's not easy. And again, if I can do it, anybody can do it because I've been there before, knowing that it's tough. It's tough. But if you spend that time setting the goals, doing these things that I mentioned, you can find success as an entrepreneur and reach those goals and feel good about what you're doing and fitting those things in that bring you joy every day. And again, I'm here to tell you that you can create the life that you want filled with joy. You can have a wonderful life of your dreams. And it's filled with the F words that I love. Fun, flexibility, freedom, finances, and most importantly, fun. It is possible. Again, it takes some hard work. It takes hooking up with a mentor. It takes getting through those tough times. And I wish you could see the last slide that I have in my presentation when I do this presentation for others. I have a slide that I share the success that I have in my business, my wellness business, as I lead the fastest growing team in our company right now. I've been a podcast host for over 150, actually 170 episodes now about wellness and recovery and joy. I created a Journey to Joy journal. I've become a ballroom dancer. I compete in local competitions. It brings me so much joy. Last year, I did a lot of traveling. The summer was filled with traveling to the M states, Montana and Missouri. Our oldest son got married in Michigan. He was married in September, and I even got to create a dance with him. And our family was all together on that beautiful day. On that beautiful day, even my daughter, who, if you've listened to this podcast for a long time, she's had years of struggle. But my daughter was there. Our whole family was together. Had a beautiful, beautiful time together at our oldest son's wedding. I feel like I'm on the top of the world many times, but I also feel like my adventure is just beginning. And I don't say those things to brag or to anything. but to say these things are possible. I didn't know 23 years ago when I started to step into this entrepreneurial world that I could create this life of freedom and flexibility. When you have your own business, you can travel. I can work from anywhere. I did some work in Michigan. I did some work in Missouri. I did some work in Montana. But I also blocked my time so I could go spend my time with my sons where they live and take my daughter with and find the success and find the joy in my business and in my life that I always knew that I wanted. I just didn't know what it would look like. So as I wrap up this 3-part series, I'm here to just encourage you to not be afraid. Find that courage that we all have inside of us to start something new or to keep going on your entrepreneur journey. And I encourage you to do these 3 things and continue to do them day after day, year after year, month after month. Keep doing them because those consistent actions is what moves us forward in life. We know, again, this is a road less traveled, but I have to say, more and more these days, after the pandemic time, there are more and more people that are saying, you know what? I gotta go. I'm not very happy what I'm doing. I'm gonna go down that road that's less traveled, and I'm gonna start something new, and I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna do things that bring me joy, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do today. And as always, if you need somebody to talk to about it, to anything that I said today or in these last 3 episodes really resonated with you, and you're like, I want to do that. I want to find something with purpose. I want to have a chat with you. Reach out. That's what I do. I love to talk about this opportunity. Encourage people to push past the fear and to find that courage to do something for you that can bring you that joy. So thank you for listening. I really, really appreciate it. I just love hearing from you as you listen to these episodes and you share them with friends and you reach out to me and say, hey, thanks, this was helpful. And this is what I'm doing on my entrepreneur journey, or this is what I'm doing to bring myself joy. I love to hear from you. So please keep reaching out and please keep sharing with me and please keep sharing these with others. And you'll find in the show notes here, I've got an ebook that I do not take lightly, again, the fact that this is hard work and we have to keep ourselves healthy and well as entrepreneurs, mind, body, and spirit. So I've put together a little ebook that has some tips on how to stay healthy in mind, body, and spirit, my mind, body, and spirit wellness guide. So click into that in the show notes. And if you don't see it there, or if it's not working for you, reach out and I'd be happy to send that to you. But again, thanks for listening, everybody. Go out and find the things that bring you joy. Appreciate you listening to me continue to talk about this business, this wellness business, this life of freedom and flexibility that I've created, that I know that you can also create for yourself too, if that's what you're interested in. We'll catch you next time. Hey there, ready to live a more joyful life? Considering connecting with someone who can help you? If so, I'd like to be that person. I offer a free consultation where we determine where the chaos is in your life and how you can learn to bring more joy each and every day. Visit my website, moyragorski.com, or simply email me, moyra@moyragorski.com, with more joy in the subject line. I look forward to connecting, and I'm here to say there will always be some chaos, which requires a little juggling, but you can find joy and live your life intentionally filled with that joy. Let me help you on your journey to joy. And that's joy, the journey of you.